Okay, is it working? Yeah, can you guys hear me? Fantastic. Sorry about that. Still new to this whole streaming thing. How you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well, staying warm and all that. Uh, just wanted to take a second to say thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support up to this point. When I first started this channel, I genuinely didn't think I'd get over 100 subscribers. So the fact that I'm at this point now is honestly mind-blowing. So just, yeah, before I started all this, I wanted to say thanks so much for that. And thanks for submitting your questions and everything. I really appreciate it. Hello. Yeah, there is just so much freaking snow. I had to go dig my car out before I could drive today. I'm excited to be doing a live stream. I'm hoping to maybe turn this into something that I do a little bit more often, like maybe play some games or something and have you guys along. I've gotten spoiled playing games with my friends. Playing single player games anymore is it's just not it, man. So I'm gonna start this Q&A off with some of the questions that I got through Discord and Blue Sky and Twitter. So the first one here is, why did you start making audios? I started making audios when, I started making audios because back a few years ago I was having a really tough time with things, kind of going through a lot, and I stumbled upon the Girl's Friend Experience audio role plays or ASMR or whatever, and it was really helpful to how I was feeling at the time. Helped me kind of get out of a darker place in my life, and I've always been told that my voice was kind of nice to listen to, so I figured why not give it a shot and see if I could maybe help other people feel as good as I felt listening to it. So I hope I've achieved that. Sorry for the long silence. This is interesting to try to coordinate with because I think my chat's like a solid minute behind, so I don't know what you guys are saying while I'm talking. I wonder if there's a way to fix that. Anyways, so then the second question on here. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing the teddy bear series. I was actually at work, and I was talking to one of my coworkers. It's like, I don't think I've ever heard of anybody doing one of these stories where they have a favorite stuffed animal or toy or something turn into an actual human being. Like, it sounds like a fun time, even if people don't really like it, and ended up being way more popular than I expected it to be. But it was a ton of fun recording it. Oh, 1 second. Getting some advice to help me be a little bit. Oh no. Be a little bit less awkward with you guys. Apologies for the not talking for a second. Da, 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 da. I was really excited to do that, the King rescuing his queen audio, but I was very nervous when I posted it. I could not believe that one blew up as much as it did. Ah, okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Moon Maiden. I appreciate it. And yeah, no, I'm glad that everybody thinks that the teddy bear is so adorable. I was letting out all of my inner silly goofball charm, so I'm glad to know that people enjoyed it. So then my second question on here is, what equipment do you need to make audios? When I first started, I had a really crappy headset with a microphone attached to it, and that's mostly what I used. As long as you have an editing program like Audacity, is that's the one that I use the most. Um, there's some other programs you can use out there, but I've never really messed with any of them. Um, Currently, I use a Audio Technica AT2020 USB microphone. It's great. It picks up everything, so that's not always the best. If my brother coughs in the other room, it picks it up, so it makes it a little bit of a pain in the butt to edit sometimes. But thank you, Maria. Uh, let's see, what got you into doing boyfriend ASMR? Basically, the same question or answer as earlier. Just, you know, girlfriend ASMR and the wife ASMR, all that stuff really helped me out when I was just feeling really alone at the time. Felt nice having a connection to somebody, you know, even if it was not real. So, let's see. My next one is, how did I come up with my persona? Um, yeah, basically, he's just a my idea of a bear turned into a man without the, what do they call it, anthropomorphization. Um, Sweet Angel Audios helped me quite a bit with my idea behind him. Um, when we were first meeting each other, I had a well, I had my Discord and it was in very bad shape. And Angel came in and was talking to me, and they're like, you know, hey, so I think that you've got, or sorry, I think that you've got quite a bit of potential as a uh, voice actor, but your Discord's really bad. So can I fix that for you? And I was just immediately was like, yes, absolutely. You can do whatever you feel like you need to do. And yeah, between us, we were able to kind of come up with the camp theme and my bear of a man. Oh, sorry about that, Mariah. I don't remember what I said, Maria. Um, my apologies. Yeah, no, yeah, having that connection there, even if it's just in your mind, I mean, it can really help. Um, Obviously, I don't want anybody creating parasocial attachments or anything, because those can be bad news for everybody. But as long as you keep it in that proper space of, this isn't real, but it's something to help. Angel is the backbone of most everything that I do. Uh, I I still run to them very frequently. Hey, I need help. I don't know what I'm doing. Even with this live stream, it's like, hey, so I'm dumb and I don't know what's going on. Can you help me, please? Let's see. Onward to the next question. What's my favorite D&D class and race to play as? Um, I really like playing paladins a lot. In theory, I like sorcerers, but I haven't actually really had a chance to play one in a full campaign setting. I've tried 8 different times, but every time I start playing as a sorcerer, it falls apart. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I usually play Oath of the Ancient subclass, branching out from that a little bit more. One of my buddies and I just started a new campaign really recently, and I'm playing a genie packed warlock, and he's playing a Oath of the Noble Genie paladin. So that's been pretty interesting. As far as races go, um, I like playing big guys. I'm a big fella in real life. So I like playing the bigger guys, Goliaths and Dragonborn and all that. I'll play a half elf if I need to for the charisma modifier, but I think they've taken that out, and you can kind of just do whatever you want now. Yes, Pingly support line. I am an expert at making mistakes. I don't think there's anybody better. Sorry for the pause. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the chat to be a little bit more current for me. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Uh, Yuan Fee, maybe? I really appreciate it. Thank you. Um, yeah, there's at least 8 campaigns that I've tried to be a warlock. I've tried a druid before. Druids are a lot of fun. I've tried a cleric, and then we didn't make it past season or session 0, really. Yeah, my favorite character I ever played was an Oath of the Ancients paladin. I ended up getting to level 20 with him. And he was so cool. Hi, Ross. Glad you were able to join. Yeah, like Grog from Critical Role. And yeah, that's true. I didn't really think about Halson, but yeah, just the bigger characters in general. I don't know. I think it comes back from my time of playing World of Warcraft, because yeah, I mean, I'm just the biggest of all nerds. But when I was playing World of Warcraft, I played on the Horde side, and I absolutely freaking hated gnomes so much. So I just have carried that hatred with me, and I can't make a small race. I just can't do it. Aphrodite, thank you. It's nice to see you again. Also, I mean, I'm as I'm as straight as can be, but I'll say it. Halson is he has no right to be that hot, and I don't know if it's just the whole bear thing that him and I both have going on or what. But man, dude's ripped too. Like, come on. um, I've got next. What's my favorite Pokemon? And I'm really sorry. I'm gonna disappoint a lot of you with this one. I'm super basic. I really like Charizard. Um, I think out of the newer gen Pokemon, Crocodile, like the whole alligator wearing sunglasses thing, is just super cool to me. I haven't played Ruby or not Ruby. Sorry. Yeah, is it Ruby and Violet? Yeah, I haven't. So I haven't played the newest gen yet. The fire starter that's a fire ghost crocodile. That one, he seems pretty cool, but I haven't had a chance to use him yet. I'm playing a bard in Baldur's Gate right now. It's pretty interesting. I'm not sure how much I like not being able to do a ton of damage, but it's the crowd control is pretty neat. I played played WoW a long time ago when it was like first getting big. Well, maybe not when it was first getting big, but when it was really at its peak. Played with my brothers a lot. It was a ton of fun. Um, Always played the Horde, never played the Alliance. Boo the Alliance. Um, my next question. The next question I have on here is what's my least favorite step in the recording process? It absolutely has to be the editing. I am so bad at editing. It's not. Glad to see the house in love. Thank you for the congratulations, Els Bells. Yeah, I've always been like fire types are by far and away my favorite type of Pokemon, and then dark, and then maybe dragon or fighting. But no, that's fair. Halson being as horny as he is for everything that breathes is definitely a turnoff. Not not speaking on his personality or preferences, just his individual looks. Nothing wrong with the poly relationships with anybody either. Sorry, I'm specifically talking about Halson. Because that man is thirsty. See, I never really understood the Astarian thing. Like, I guess it's just that haughty British tone. I can't get into it. I mean, I guess he's kind of pretty, but yeah, uh, I definitely can understand the Gale vibe. Because, he's kind of handsome, but he's kind of rugged. I think it's the beard. Yeah, I just started playing Pokemon Black, I think, recently. It's been a long time since I've played any of the Pokemon games. Yeah, the editing process and recording is it's so hard for me to get. Um, I don't know, just I don't have a lot of time to work on my. I didn't realize you were guessing. Yeah, that's a heck of a guess. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of time to work on my audios in general. So like when it comes time to record, I get to this perfectionist moment, and then I just end up getting really frustrated with it and kind of just putting out what's out. But I've never played Resident Evil Village. I played one of the games when it first came out. I don't actually remember which one it was now. My older brother was playing it, and he told me not to because it was going to give me nightmares. And it's the one where the Doberman jump out of a fire and attack you. And I just I beat the Doberman, and then I walked over, and there was a guy in a vault who ends up getting eaten, and like you hear him screaming. And I turned it off, and I went and laid in my bed, and I cried. Yeah, it's definitely the editing. Um, what's your favorite type of video to record? I mean, probably just my typical like kind of chill romance audios. I really like doing the kind of shy, flirty characters. Specifically, I mean, yeah, the teddy bear audios. I really like the teddy bear audios. I really liked making them. Like I said, I mostly just got to be myself, but be a little bit extra silly. Yes, yes, goddess. That's exactly it. But yeah, any any audio that I get to just be extra flirty, especially the ones where there's that like subtle little spiciness to it, where I don't get in trouble with YouTube, but I can, you know, be a little wiggling my eyebrows at you, you know. Yeah, I specifically started playing Pokemon Black so that I could get Crocodile, and I just caught him his first stage recently. I haven't had a chance really to play it since then, but I'm really excited about it. I've been playing a game called Sunken Land a lot here recently. If you guys like survival games, I would check it out. Um, I don't know that I would have any more power on the ASMR world with more time. I think you guys would just get sick of me. When I first started out, I was trying to post a video a day. Thankfully, that was another one of those angels stepped in and was like, "Hey, stop doing that. You're going to burn yourself out for one thing, but it's just not necessary." Um, have you ever? Oh, sorry. No. What about recording? Either the process or the reactions has surprised you. Uh, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the reaction's been. I mean, just how many of you have subscribed to my channel, and how many of you view my videos, and how many people are here listening to me rant. It all surprises me. I really appreciate you guys so much. I didn't think nearly. I mean, at 100th of this many people would be interested in what I had to say. Um, Other than that, I think the part that surprised me the most is I've got a. I can't really write scripts very well. I've been trying a lot harder here recently to actually write them. I usually improvise all of my audios, so I didn't realize initially because I was just recording other people's scripts until I decided to try to make my own. Yeah, I am shy and flirty in real life. Kind of. People at work have a game they like to play on who can make me blush the most, and it doesn't take very much. Um, let's see. What was I? Oh, yeah. I think the King audio might have been the very first one. Or sorry, I think the King audio was the very first one that I actually fully just did off the cuff, and so when I saw the reaction to that, I was like, well, maybe there's something to this. So I just started improvising all my audios after that. I am not denying anything. I am terrifying. Rar. Yeah, I enjoy whispering into my microphone just because I know how much it bugs Willow specifically. I really appreciate that, T. I've been working on my Yandere thing. And I apologize again. I know that I keep saying sorry. It's not really anything I can do about it, but having to sorry, trying to respond to comments when they come in when I see them, but it's so far behind, and I don't want to just sit here all day with silence. So, Ross, I wiggle my eyebrows constantly when I'm recording. Let's see. Uh, have you ever given up on recording a particular script or idea? A couple of them, yeah. Yeah, no, I seriously am so thankful to Angel because that was like they came in, they said your Discord's bad, let me fix it, in a very much way nicer of a way, but your Discord's bad, let me fix it, and then hey, stop putting out so many audios, make do 2 a week if you need to, but get a consistent posting schedule, and that's going to help way more than just this spamming constant. Hey, thanks for coming by, Mariah. I hope you have a good day at school tomorrow. But as far as giving up on ideas, yeah, there was a couple audio ideas that I had with like where I was a detective or investigator and the listener was a criminal, or something along the lines of like the listener was a criminal stuck behind bars and I was coming in to rescue him, or I think one of them I was robbing a castle and happened upon the cell that the listener was stuck in and decided to be kind and free them, but it just never ended up quite flowing correctly for me, so I ended up giving up on it. Plus there was so much like extra sound effect stuff that I was trying to work on at that time, and it was like the sound of dripping through the dungeons, or like footfalls on stone, and then metal grating against metal, the sound of a key unlocking a door, like all of that stuff. Just, it was just too much for me. I'm terrifying. It's not supposed to make you laugh. I am terrifying. Thank you. I can do a better growl than that, but I I don't feel like you guys deserve it. Um, do you listen to any other ASMR channels for inspiration? I listen to a few of them. I don't really listen to any other like male for female channels. Uh, I don't know, having a guy whisper intimately in my ear just I don't like it very much. I can't even really listen to my own voice like when I'm editing. I think that's another reason I don't like it, is because I have to listen to myself talk over and over and over and over again, repeating the same line. And I just get to a point of like, what in the heck do these people even see in you? Oh my god, shut up. But there's yeah, there's a couple female voice actors that I listen to, and yeah, I listen to Angel's audios for inspiration sometimes. Although they have a lot of murder in theirs, and I try to stay away from it. The next question is: do I follow any of those ASMR channels? Obviously, just you said, I follow Angel. I follow. I think it's Wholesome Girlfriend, and then Salute, and uh, Dreams of Peaches. I think. Yeah, I follow them, and I'll listen to them occasionally. Um, Thankfully, I'm not at a point where I feel like I need to listen to the audios to get that kind of mental boost anymore. So I don't listen to them quite as much as I used to. That's pretty much, yeah. Angel wears the sheriff's badge and the crown, and I'm the boss until they're the boss, and then, you know, then they're the boss. um, do I ever want to collaborate with any of them? Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few other channels that I'd really like to collaborate with. Uh, Dream Boyfriend. Um, I've had a couple other ones linked to me here recently, like Night Audios, Key Whispers. Um, I think his name's James Butler. He's got a pretty nice voice. He puts out a lot of audios all at once, though, so he seems like he might be a little bit. What's the word? I can't think of it. I'm not trying to say anything negative about him. He just puts out a lot of audios, so I don't know if I'd be able to fit in. Um, I don't know if you guys can earn more growls. Uh, let's see. No, I do not squeak. Stop it, Ross. I don't. Your puppy eyes don't work on me. Hold on just a second. I'm going to take a quick drink. If I can figure out how to mute this thing. I'm back. And no, there's no spitting facts here. I can be sweet and cute, but I promise you, I'm scary. I tell you. T.I. double gut I do like Tigger. He was always my favorite. And no, I appreciate that, Willow. I don't care for it, but I'm glad that you like it all the same. Yeah, see, Sweet Tooth gets it. It's really hard to hear a guy like purring in my ear. It's just yeah, nothing against anybody that likes it. Obviously, I wouldn't have my community if people didn't like it, so I appreciate you guys, but I just don't want to listen to it myself. Um, let's see. How many takes does or can a line take, whether from stuttering, forgetting a word, or outside noises? I mentioned earlier that my microphone picks up everything around me, so I have to delete and re-record a bunch because my brother will move or somebody will drive by outside and it's meant to be a time piece audio. uh, that kind of thing. I don't really stutter very much when I'm recording. I do blank a lot. He said, since I improvise most of it, sometimes I'll get on a roll and I'll start saying something, and then my mind will just go blank, just like and I end up just sitting there for, I don't know, 8 seconds, just like I don't know what I was saying or what to say next. Then, hey, welcome to the live stream, Songo. I like Inuyasha a lot. I'm not allowed to watch it in the house, though, because they yell each other's names too much, and my brother yells at me. But, yeah, so it's... Sometimes I get really lucky, and I'll get a huge section of my audio recorded without having to take any breaks or anything. Sometimes I have to stop and break it up and re-record something 15, 16 times. Thank you for stopping by, Angel. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Hi, Goji. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Um, let's see. Then I have, are there any funny stories from such interruptions? I don't know about anything particularly funny. I know that there's been quite a few times where I'll just sit in my chair and stare at my monitor and just kind of make a duh noise. Hi, Angel Cat. And no. Well, maybe. I guess. I might squee. It depends. I try to be the tough stoic type, So, no noises when things happen. Let's see here. If I were to be a mythological creature, what would I be and why? Um, let's see. Part of me wants to be basic again and say a dragon, because who doesn't like dragons? But then I'd have to be like really specific on what type of dragon and like what mythology they came from, because I don't know who PinglyASMR is. I'll have to give that a look. Like, is it a D&D dragon where they're intelligent, formidable creatures that have long lifespans and can cast magic and all that? Or is it one of those where they're just a mindless monster that just eats people because they're evil kind of dragons? But I think being a like a werebear would be fun. As long as I had control of my transformations. Like again in D&D, werebears are good guys, so I guess I could turn into my werebear form and then go build an orphanage over the night of a full moon or something. That wouldn't be so bad. But I'm glad I remind you of Tigger. I thought about singing the little Tigger song, but I think that might get me struck with copyright because Disney is Disney. Plus, I'm not very good at singing. Do you ever struggle to get into the character of the script, and how do you get into character? Um, I've mentioned this quite a few times on Discord and stuff. I have a really hard time doing yandere characters. If I'm following a script, it's not as hard. If I'm doing my typical improv, it's very difficult to do yandere because I don't know really how to explain it. Like, I have to convince myself that it's okay to act like that. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard sometimes, especially the really violent and aggressive ones. I have a really hard time, like, cognitively switching to, like, not only is this okay, this is appropriate, this is how you should react, this is how you should behave in this situation. Like, the person you love is trying to get away from you and you need them because you love them so much and nobody could ever love them as much as you. So I'm going to break your leg so you can't get away. And I don't know, after I finally kind of get into a space where in my head that's okay, I'm kind of usually in a funky mood for at least a couple hours afterwards while I kind of try to push myself back into my regular state of being. And I promise that I know that sounds like as soon as I get done recording, I would go lay hands on somebody that I cared about. I don't go that far with it. Oh, thank you, Wonderland. I really appreciate the super chat. I've never had a super chat before, I don't think. Oh, wait. I guess. Never mind. Sorry. I totally blanked. See, this is why you shouldn't give me too much room to think. Inuyasha's good. I haven't gotten all the way to the end of it. I know I got really frustrated like 2/3 in because Naraku just wouldn't die, and I was just so ready for him to die. It's like, please, just be dead. Like, can we get a new bad guy, please? Let's see. Do you have to write down every possible response of the listeners to decide if a line sounds right? I don't know what you're talking about, Goddess. I have never squeed. The Discord has not witnessed because it does not happen. It has not happened. It would not happen. Yeah, I could make my own mythology. That'd be pretty neat. I don't have any idea what all I'd stuff in there, but it'd probably be pretty fun. See, next question here. Do you have to write down every possible response of the listeners to decide if a line sounds right? I would. I would be cuddly and I would hoard stories. And I would, let cold people and children and stuff like lay up against my side under my wing when it was cold outside. Like it is now. I'm already a furnace in real life, so it wouldn't be that big of a difference. Um, but no, I don't. I don't usually write down uh, listener responses. Um, Honestly, a big reason that I do improvise stuff is, uh, hey, wait, didn't Willow draw me as a bear dragon once? I'll have to post that. As well, as long as Willow's okay with it, I'll have to post that to my community channel, so everybody can see it. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I try to improvise instead of write scripts, because I get caught up in script writing on the conversational aspects of it. Um, I'll write something out and it just sounds really stilted, or like um, I'll have it in my head, like, yeah, that doesn't sound right. People don't talk like that. Like, that's not, nobody would actually respond to what's being said or this dynamic or what's going on in this way. So, yeah, that's the main reason I improvise it, because I think it makes it a little bit easier to get a good conversational flow going, where the conversation feels natural, or like a conversation that people might actually have. I know that really, really good writers can make conversation feel natural, but I am not that person. I'm working on it, but I'm not that person. Do you always imagine a listener response? I don't always imagine one, um, but yeah, I usually run through two, three, four responses, just to have something to respond to, I guess, if that makes sense. Let's see. Where is. Then I've got, what would your dream project be as a voice actor? I don't know. As a voice actor in general, I would really like to break into like voiceover work for cartoons, or for anime, or I mean even commercials or something, just to start out. I would I would love to take what I do as a YouTube career slash hobby, whatever you want to call it, out into the actual creative sphere. Um, as far as YouTube, I don't really know. Um, I I guess I would really love to make a part three to the King rescues his wife audio series. Um, I want so badly to finish that up, but every time I start getting into it, I end up second guessing myself, or whatever else, because again, I had no idea that audio was going to be as big as it did get. I had no idea that many people were going to enjoy it. And at this point, it's been so long since I put it out, I get really anxious about not catching that same magic that I had in the first place. And honestly, I go back and I re-listen to that, and I I cringe so much at some of the stuff that I say and how I act during it. I still really like the audios, but it's very cringy for me sometimes. So I've thought about remastering them, um, especially since I have so much more of an idea of how to edit and stuff now. I really appreciate what everybody's saying about the Andre stuff. Like I said, I've gotten a lot better about it. That's why, um, I mean, that's why I've refused pretty much to do any of the really nasty Andre ones. You know, I like to do, uh, or sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I'm so sorry. The like the subtle kind of menace, I'm fine with, or kind of like the hinting at doing stuff or whatever, you know, like putting somebody in a precarious situation, that kind of thing's fine. I just can't wrap my head around actually, you know, committing to hurting somebody, if that makes sense. So I appreciate all you guys, but yeah, no, I'm fine. In fact, the latest Yandere video that I did, I really liked that character. I really liked the playing back and forth between that manic energy and then the subtle kind of danger that's lurking in there, and then especially like the psychological part of it. I thought all of that was really fun. So I might be willing to do, not really willing, sorry, I might be doing a couple more Yandere like that. We'll just see. Navalis, it's very cold. It's very cold and the snow's very deep. I had to dig my tires out to leave to go to the store earlier, and when I was walking through the snow, it was getting inside of my boots. So, but I like this kind of weather. Said I'm always hot, so it's really nice to have it be cold. Like I have my window open most of the time. I've got it closed now because I didn't want the wind blowing in and causing a whole bunch of racket while I was trying to talk to you guys. But as soon as I'm done with the live stream, my window is coming right back open. If you got to work with anyone, actor or VA, who would you want to work with and why? I don't know. I guess it's the nerd in me. I would really like to do something like Critical Role. Travis Willingham is one of my favorite voice actors. Him and Todd Haberkorn. So, like, if I could do an actual project with them, I think that would be fantastic. As far as, like, YouTube voice actors, Dream Boyfriend, I would really like to do something with him. I really like how he makes his videos. I like the sound of his voice. I like how he talks. That kind of thing. I imagine that reading a lot of Tolkien would make you an expert at dialogue. That guy was so good at it. And George R.R. Martin's books are kind of a slog to get through for me, but I like how he writes dialogue also. Let's see. If you were to suddenly be given $100 million, what would you do first? Well, I would probably get myself, the standard things that you need, a reliable car, probably build a house for myself that had an area where I could put up soundproofing all around it and actually make myself like a recording studio. Do the same thing, provide for my family. But the money that was left, I think that I would get into some voice acting classes, maybe, or what do they call them, a vocal coach? I'd really like to hire a vocal coach and learn what they could teach me. Maybe even somebody to help teach me how to sing. I think my singing is I think it's a lost cause, but it'd be nice if I could learn how to. Travel. I've always really wanted to visit a couple different places. Like I've always wanted to visit Australia, Japan, Germany, stuff like that. I appreciate that, Goji. I'd like to think that I'd be pretty good as a voice actor in those, but yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to do shonen anime when I first was thinking about being a voice actor, but I don't know if I could do the screaming. Let's see. What do you do when you experience writer's block? Um, right, Willow. Exactly. It's yeah. Proud of it and proud of where I was at that time, but also like, oof, I get the cringe face. I guess since I have some of you guys here on the live stream, would you be interested in re-listening to the King series if I were to do a remaster? That's funny. That's really funny. Novelist, I've never heard that before. Um, yeah, sorry. So what do I do when I experience writer's block? Uh, Mostly I will. That's when I start listening to other audios from from other VAs, or I will get on Reddit and try to find some scripts through there that I like, or I'll ask Angel for help, or I've got a section of my Discord that a lot of my lovely members have written ideas for me to do audios with, so I'll peruse through there and kind of see what I'm feeling at any particular moment. Um, Not to make it sound like poor pitiful me, but with the improvising bit, it can be a little bit harder for me to find something that I want to work on because I've got to find something that I like the idea of and that I have enough going on that I can make it into a story, but also something that kind of vibes with how I'm feeling at that exact moment in time. I'm Mistletoe. Welcome to the stream. I would love to make another part to that series. Angel is the Angel's the one who wrote the script for the first and second one of those. So yeah, I just have to talk to Angel about doing a part 3 to it, and then get with them about filling their role again, and potentially getting with Dottie and asking him if he wants to do it again. But I would absolutely love to do that series another episode or two for sure. Yeah, I would love to be in Critical Role. Not just because of the fact that it's so high profile and everybody knows who they are and all that, but like Matt Mercer's a really good DM. I don't agree with everything he does. Like myself personally, I like Brennan a little bit better, but Travis is the kind of D&D player that I try really hard to be. Where and sorry, I haven't watched all of Critical Role, so if I'm wrong here, you can feel free to let me know. But when I've watched him play, it seems like he's definitely like the group cheerleader, like encouraging people, and when people when people do something really cool, he's clapping and cheering and hyping people up, and when somebody gets a nat 20, he's always really excited about it. So like when I play in my games, I always try to keep that upbeat, positive attitude, and pardon my French here. Hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble. But like typically whenever it's combat, when it's somebody else's turn, especially if they're feeling down on themselves because they've gotten some ones or whatever, like, hey, kick his ass, man, you got this, or something like that, or when they keep ripping off lots of damage, like, hey man, you're such a beast, like that's so awesome, that kind of thing. Just try to keep the table lively and upbeat for everybody, and I see Travis doing that a lot. So not only do I really admire him as a voice actor, I really admire him as a player. What is the thing you're most proud of? I mean, this channel. my King Rescues the Queen audio being as big as it is, the fact that I've hit 10,000 subscribers. I mean, all of that. I'm so honored and I'm so proud. It's like I've heard other people have similar sentiments, but thank you, Willow. I might take you up on that to teach me how to sing. I've had people say similar sentiments with like when they achieve something, but it's because of other people, you know, where they feel really honored and really humbled, but really proud. And I kind of feel that same way about my channel, but it's like, it is what I'm most proud of, but I feel really humbled by the whole thing because, you know, obviously I wouldn't have it and wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So, you know, again, I know I keep saying it, but just, you know, I appreciate you guys so much, and especially for the fact that you guys have been here with me for over an hour. Like, it's so fantastic. I've caught myself getting a little emotional a couple times over here talking to you guys. Way too much screaming in Shonen. Way too much screaming. What games are you playing at the moment? I am playing so freaking many. Playing Baldur's Gate and Sunken Land, and my brother really likes PUBG, so I play that with him on PlayStation. Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy VII's remaster, Final Fantasy VI, Diablo 4. I play a weekly game of D&D. Yeah, there's a few other ones. Overcooked a couple times. I played through a playthrough of It Takes Two. That game's a ton of fun. I would definitely recommend it if you have somebody to play that with. It is so much fun. I'm glad to hear that you guys would like it. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go through and revisit them and like re-record it word for word exactly how I had it the first time, or if I want to try to re-record it with kind of the same feeling behind it. But I don't know. I think it'd be safer for me to just re-record it line for line so that I can make sure that I capture that same authenticity in it, even if the lines even if a lot of the lines make me cringe. And if I do remaster them, I'm going to hire a professional editor to do the editing on it, because I really want the stories to pop. You know, I really want it to be like watching an episode of TV or something. That's an idea. I didn't even think about that. Making it all one long audio, especially if I remastered it. But it all depends on how paying an editor would work for all of that. Because I don't know if it would be cheaper to do just one extra long audio, or if it'd be cheaper to break it up into pieces. What is your favorite season? Winter, hands down, no question. I love the cold. I hate when it's hot. Where I live, we get the extreme hots and the extreme colds. So, like, you know, I'd rather it be the extreme cold 99 out of 100. And the 1 out of 100 give me like 80 degrees. You said the window is going to come open, and I think it's -4 outside if you count the wind chill. I don't know what the reelie's to, Ross. I'm sorry. The chat's like 3 minutes behind me. Oh, yes. I really like the Bakery Mob series. I feel really bad whenever I read the comments on that and people are talking about, like, this poor girl, she didn't ask for any of this. Like, yeah, I didn't necessarily mean to put my listener into such a bad spot right off the bat. Oh, this is a little bit of a backtrack. Another audio that I'd really like to finish. my Princess and the Werebear series. I would absolutely love to get that one finished. I got to a point with that one that I need another VA, but I have to write a script so that that other VA can work with me on it, because, you know, I can't tell another VA, like, okay, well, hey, I'm just going to improv my lines and you just figure it out. So that's awesome. I really like the Lighthouse Keeper audio too. I haven't heard very many people mention that as amongst their favorites, so that's awesome. But yeah, Brendan's got such great descriptions. Plus, and again, you know, I'm not super caught up on Critical Role, but I feel like Brendan's a little bit more likely to lean into the rule of cool for his players. Like, you know, if something doesn't necessarily make the most sense thematically or whatever. Yes, Wonderland, I'm working on another Gladiator audio right now. Goddess is actually the person who helped me write the first one, and she's helped me write a second one, but I need a male voice actor to fulfill one of the roles. I've been very caught up with some personal stuff going on, so I haven't had much of an opportunity to really reach out and talk to people and ask them about if they have any interest in it or not. But once I get an opportunity to, I'm going to reach out to a few people and definitely try to get that taken care of, because I really want to get the second part of that story out. I really enjoyed recording that one as well. Oh, I see that Goddess wrote we're working on another script for that. So I apologize for answering the question that was already answered. Are you an early bird or a night owl? Definitely a night owl. Well, I guess honestly, I just sleep when I can and wake up when I have to. See, that's the correct response, though. I don't care how big the room is. I didn't ask. I said I cast Fireball. Thank you, Nerdy. I really appreciate that. Or Mistletoe. Sorry, I'm not sure which one you'd prefer, but uh, it's always really great to hear that people like what I do. Um, did I have any New Year's resolutions? Um, I don't know. I try not to do the New Year's resolutions too awfully much, just because, um, you know, most of the time it's either mundane stuff or it's just I don't know. It's something that you should apply more than just one day of thought to, I guess. I don't really know if I'm explaining it very well, but like, so many people break their New Year's resolutions within a month of making them. So I try to kind of avoid that whole mindset and just try to do the fundamental shift of, you know, like, this is what I want to be and this is what I want to do. But as far as, I guess, that kind of stuff goes, I really want to try to get back into doing 2 audios a week instead of 1. Don't get too excited. It's probably not going to happen for a long while yet. You know, I still work 3 jobs, so I still don't have a lot of free time. You know, and then the normal stuff: eat healthier, be healthier, you know, get to the gym more often, that kind of thing. If you could have any animal in the world, what would you like to have? Um, honest, a dog. I don't know. I've always wanted a pet dog that was, like, actually mine. I had dogs when I was younger, but they were my sister's. Um, if I didn't have to worry about it, like, killing me, there's a lot of venomous snakes that I think are super pretty, but I would never want to try to have one as a pet. Um, I don't know. Really, honest to God, most of the stuff that I would like to have as a pet would kill me. So, yeah. Well, let's just stick with a dog, a really big dog. What are those? Sorry, I'm gonna type for a second here. I was There was a type of dog I was thinking of the other day. They're really big and they don't drool, but I think it's a Leonberger, I think, or like an Irish Wolfhound. Because I like big dogs, because I'm a big guy, but I don't want something that's gonna drool on me all the time. You know, like I drool enough. I don't need something else drooling on me. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Goddess. I will start a GoFundMe for editing. No, not really. Please don't do that. If anybody like, I don't actually want anybody to do that. Um, let's see. Do you have a favorite character from one of your audios? Thank you, Sweet Tooth. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. Do you have a favorite character from one of your audios? I mean, goodness, the king from My King Rescues is a Queen. My bodyguard, I really like him. The teddy bear, big fan of his. The werebear from my werebear and the princess audio. Hmm. There's probably a few more that I'm blanking on. Yeah, no, I like a lot of my characters, I guess is my the easiest way for me to say that. Oh, um, that the werewolf audio that I put out where the listener is looking for that ancient temple and the werewolf was turned by the goddess of the wilds into the man beast that he is. I loved that character. I really liked the idea behind it. I'll admit I cheated a little bit, and I stole part of my idea for that from Dragon Age Origins. I, if I remember correctly, because it's been a long time since I've played the game, but if I remember correctly, the werewolves in that game um, had gotten turned into werewolves because of like an ancient god or something like that. So yeah, hey, the lighthouse keeper was the best kind of introvert. He was the kind that rescued a scaly fish lady that you know, might have ripped his throat out when she got picked up, but he did it anyways. Um, let's see. Then I've got. Do you have a favorite, or do you have a specific favorite topic to make an audio of? I really like making the first time, or like the first time series. Like it's not an actual series; they're different characters most of the time. But the first time, like or husband and wife's first time, or first Valentine's Day, or first Thanksgiving, or first Christmas, or the first Fourth of July, or any of those. I love making those audios. Like I really like the idea of taking what's essentially a monumental occasion. It's the first time you're doing something together and compress it down into um, sorry, compress all of that down into one audio. But um, I think it's really fun to delve into the acting aspect of that because I think it makes it really interesting, to try to like sorry, I'm trying to think of how to best explain what I'm trying to say. I feel like it gives me a lot of range emotionally whenever it's celebrating something like that because it's like yeah, we've had this occasion before, we've celebrated this occasion before, but we're celebrating it now as husband and wife, and like exploring the depths of how much of a difference that makes, but also how little of a difference that makes, if that makes sense, because it's still the same thing and you're still the same people, but also there's this new dynamic to your relationship that can really express things in a different light or in a different manner. So I really enjoy doing those. How do you like using the background sound and effects? Has it gotten easier for you to edit videos? It has gotten a lot easier for me to edit them as I've gotten more practice with it, and the background sounds and effects have made it a lot easier to kind of drown out that dead mic sound that I occasionally get. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, because like, so I've mentioned a couple times my microphone picks up everything in the house, but then at the same time it'll not pick anything up except for my voice, so it sounds like I'm just sitting in a completely empty room with just voices coming out of it, which is freaking creepy as heck if you actually think about it. So yeah, but the background noises really help cover that up, and then just a couple of the minor little things like I don't know, if I suck on my tooth or something while I'm recording and I don't realize it, or just if I and I'm so sorry because this sounds really gross to say it out loud, but like if my mouth sounds particularly wet at any point, it kind of helps cover that up. Yeah, exactly, White. What you said. Do, 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 do. Any stories that come to mind about editing that are funny or frustrating? Um, Offhand, I can't think of anything that was super frustrating for me. I know there were some. Uh, I I can't think of anything specific, but I know that there were several audios where I was ready to smash my monitor because I was getting so frustrated. Because like either the sound effects didn't fit quite right, or they sounded too fake, or they just I couldn't find the sound effect that I needed, or I would totally get a tarantula. I saw a I think they said it was from Borneo, and it had or it had electric blue legs, and it was so freaking pretty and cool looking. So yeah, I would absolutely get a tarantula. Um, it wasn't so much funny for me, frustrating for me. Sorry, it was funny. Uh, I was when I was first getting into recording a lot and talking to Angel about my recordings and all that. And they knew that I didn't do sound effects, and I was I was recording, and I had them listen to my audio, and they were like, "Hey, what's this?" I was like, "What's what?" Like, "Did you put sound effects to this?" I said, "No, I don't do sound effects. You know that." And they're like, "Yeah, but like, there's this perfect like cicada sound in the background, and I don't like. How did you get that in there?" I was like, "There's just cicadas outside. I don't know." Thank you, Nerdy. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Knowledge. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your night. I don't know. Drooling from a human could be cute, but like I said, I drool all the time. So, um, but anyways, yeah, that was. Uh, yeah, Angel was getting really frustrated with me because they're like, "Man, I had to spend like 2 hours finding this perfect cicada mix for my audio, and here you are just tapping record, and your freaking microphone picks up the perfect amount of cicada background noise to go with your audio. It's not fair." Yeah, I imagine my brother used to have a red-tailed boa, and he would have it go around with him everywhere. He would like have it wrap around his torso, and then he'd put a leather jacket on and he'd ride his motorcycle around in places like that. But I guess he he forgot that the snake was with him, and they were shopping, and he was standing in line about to check out, and his snake popped its head up out of his hood, or like, sorry, not out of his head, out of his collar, and the lady standing behind him just started freaking out, screaming, "Oh my God, snake!" And he's looking around with everybody else like, what snake? Where? They actually, he was just about to pay when she started freaking out, and he's like, "Can I just finish paying and leave?" And they actually kicked him out of the store. They like had the employees put everything back because of that, which I thought was a little bit ridiculous. But you know, hey, what do I know? Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna put that super chat towards editing costs. Thank you. Yeah, the nursery series is really cute. I liked it a lot. I stressed so hard about part 3 on that with the actual birth. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Oh boy, I got to a point where I was like, I think I'm gonna get sick with this. If you know, I think I'm gonna puke. I'm so nervous. Do you feel like it's gotten any easier to make audios during the time that you've made them? It has and has not gotten easier. I feel a lot more confident in my ability as a voice actor. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to improvise my stories. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to, if I do record somebody else's script, to bring that script to life in my own way. It has gotten harder because sometimes I struggle trying to come up with an idea, because it's like, okay, well, I can do this. Like, well, I already did that. Like, well, I can do this. Like, well, that's really similar to this other one that I've already done. Like, well, what about this? Like, well, there's a million of those already. Do you really want to be another person? Like, you know, like, oh, well, we're another vampire and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, so it gets a little bit challenging sometimes trying to stay unique. That's why a lot of the time I just try to come up with stuff that nobody's ever done before, like the stuffy audio, and go from there. Let's see. I know you've said you made scripts as you go and record, making it on the spot. Is there anything you would like to tell us for listeners more about that? I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just sit down at my desk and I'll come up with an idea, and I will kind of think on it a little bit. And, you know, like I said, if there's a certain mindset that I have to get into for that character, I'll try to get into that particular mindset. And then, you know, maybe I'll turn on some music that kind of like helps me think of that particular scenario. Then I just start talking. I've been told a lot in person that I am a naturally gifted storyteller, so I kind of lean really hard into that, and I try to just tell stories, I guess, but you know, the kind that people have to respond to. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know that anybody will be particularly lucky to marry me more than anybody else, but it's very nice of you to say so. It's not all peaches and cream, I promise. I've got my hang-ups. Like, I snore, and again I drool. Can you imagine? Ugh. Let's see. Sorry, because of the time lapse, I'm not sure what we would love that for. Oh yeah, Ross, you're completely right, and I forgot. I was supposed to make a whole series out of that, and I never got around to it. It was a cute audio. It was sweet. I really enjoy recording my Southern accent ones. When I first started doing a Southern accent, I was told by a couple people that I was around at the time, who I thankfully no longer associate with because they were really bad for my mental health and my recording and stuff. Also, um, they told me that my southern accent was terrible. Not even one of those like, hey, that's something you could work on. Flat out said terrible. I should never do it. Thankfully, again, Angel to the rescue. I was talking to Angel about it, and they said, I think you'd make a really good like cowboy. And we had the conversation about the conversation that I had with the other group of people, and Angel said, nonsense. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, go ahead and do one, and try it out and see if people like it. And so I did my first southern accent audio, and I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it, and I think you guys enjoyed it. I don't remember the exact numbers offhand, but if I remember correctly, you guys did enjoy it. 1 second, I'm going to mute again so I can take another drink. All right. Apologies. We're getting pretty close to the end of here. After I get done reading these that I got sent, I'd like... sorry, so let me go ahead and say it now. If you guys want to ask any other questions, go ahead and enter them. By the time I finish this, it should pop up in the chat for me to read it. I was going to say if you wanted to... or sorry, I was going to finish this and then ask. But I would be sitting here silently for a few minutes while I waited on him. And don't worry, I don't plan on making the stream last a whole lot longer. I appreciate you guys being patient and staying with me this as long as you have. So let's see. Do you enjoy making collabs with other VAs? Would you be interested in more in the future? If you could, is there someone specifically you'd like to do a collaboration with? I do enjoy collaborations. I think they're very neat. The couple that I've done, I've had a lot of fun with. I've collabed with Angel a couple times. I had that one with Dottie on my channel. I was a part of that one murder mystery one that had like 9 people on it. I thought that was pretty fun. Thank you, Mistletoe. I appreciate that. And I do enjoy myself a lot. And I hope that you guys do as well. Exactly, White Star. He said, hey, can you please use me? And I said, you don't get any credit. No credit for you. And it made him sad, but he accepted it because I'm a big scary man. I would definitely be interested in doing more collaborations in the future. And I mean, specifically for specifically for like this Gladiator audio, and then the Werebear audio. He said I would love to get that one going eventually, and I need another VA for that one. They're a lot of fun. It's a great way to branch out and meet new people. I love the community for the most part. And I'm sorry, Willow, I'm reading your comment and I don't remember what I said. I don't remember if I said a ball python. It was a red-tailed boa that my brother had. He had a ball python also. It was really cute. But he had a red-tailed boa, a blood python, a Demeral's boa, and then the ball python. And I think that was it. And then he had an iguana and a bunch of anoles. But no, those intense fears aren't fun. And I don't really blame the lady for her reaction to it. And I don't blame the store for like ushering him out. If it would have been anywhere but the paying part, it's like everything was bagged up, everything was ready to go. He just had to pay and leave. So, and it's my brother, so if it was anybody else, I'd probably be even a little bit more understanding than that. But at that point, it's just like, man, you just, like he had cash in hand. Like all you're doing is taking money away from your store. But live and learn. Let's see. The last question I have pre-asked was, how did you come up with your name? And I've told this story a couple times to people on Discord, so if you've heard it before, I'm sorry. I was playing World of Warcraft with my brother, and I was already being kind of grouchy because I didn't necessarily want to play WoW because my best friend at the time was playing Guild Wars. And I told my brother, like, no, WoW sucks. I don't ever want to play it. But I ended up giving it a shot and trying it out, and I liked it enough to make a new character. I made a mage because my original character was a hunter. So I made a mage, and when I was trying to make my character, my screen was lagging so bad I could barely get through character customization. Like it was click, wait, and then the change would occur. So it was so bad, and eventually I just got fed up, and I said, whatever, how he looks is fine. I ended up really liking how he looked, so that was cool. It worked out for me. But then I just typed in Ping for his name because of how slow it was, and I was like, well, that sounds too much like the character from Mulan, so I'm not going to do that. So I typed in Pingly because I was so laggy, and it went, and that was that was the start of it. I ended up liking the name so much I kept it, getting called Ping and all that's whatever. Had a lot of people say the name was cute, so I liked the idea of having a cute name. Get called Piggly a lot. Not so much fun with that one, but I guess there you go. So there's a little bit of a tidbit for you. Don't call me Piggly. I don't like it. Well, Will, that's a good analogy for the ice cream. I like it. I'm a plain ice cream guy though too. I'm kind of lame. I like chocolate and vanilla, like maybe like cherry, as long as it's just cherry ice cream. I don't really like fruits and nuts and stuff in my ice cream. Like syrups are fine, but anything with a texture differential bugs me. Like when I'm eating ice cream, I just want that ice cream texture. I don't want nuts and bolts and whatnot. That's diabolical. T. Honestly, that's hilarious. I can't imagine how terrifying that must be for some people. Just suddenly be like, "Oh God, there's a tarantula on the loose. Has anybody seen it?" Which so I'm not gonna pretend like I don't understand people being a little afraid of tarantulas because they're spiders, and the whole, everybody's a little afraid of spiders until they're not. Um, but tarantulas are mostly harmless. Mostly. I still wouldn't want to get bit by one, but I can't think of any tarantulas that are venomous enough to be an actual threat to us as far as like deadly. But those fangs are definitely big enough to not feel good. So anyways, I'm at the end of my pre-written questions. I haven't had any other ones pop up just yet, but that's probably due to the delay in the audio and chat. So, and I had a couple people ask some stuff earlier in in the stream, but I can't go back up far enough to read all of it. So there is that. I volunteer as tribute. What are we volunteering for? Sorry, 1 second. I got a text message I need to respond to. So sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, hey, I appreciate that. It's not something I hold against them anymore, really, and I've pretty well moved past it. That's why I've made like 7 Southern accent videos. Congratulations on your bomb lemonade. What do they say?